Oh, it's early in the morning. I got up early, make some videos before work. So let me get a little G Fuel in me before we kick this off here. Let's do it. Free games are becoming more and more common these days, but not all of these free games are crafted with the same intent as others. Some are made to really provide players with a bunch of hours of content. Like you can dump tons of hours into some of these free to play games, but then others are just kind of like made to grab as much cash as humanly possible before the servers shut down. The game we're going to be talking about today is one that's making all the right moves in terms of the free to play space. And that game is Dauntless. Dauntless recently added a huge update to the game called Dauntless Reforged, which really changed the fundamental game loop that was previously found in Dauntless. So if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for more videos like this in the future, because we talk video game stuff here all the time, whether it be PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, all the stuff we cover here. So that's your jam. Make sure you are subscribed, but let's get into it. Now, to be honest, I was not planning on making this video at all. This was not on the agenda in the slightest. I actually booted up Dauntless on my Xbox Series S because I was making a free-to-play, well, I'm in the process of making a best free-to-play games video for the Xbox Series X and S. So I booted up Dauntless because Dauntless is a game I have talked about in the past. I played it on the Nintendo Switch. It's in other versions of my free-to-play, lists. It's on my best free-to-play Switch game list. So I booted up Dauntless. It was just a natural fit for the Xbox One. So obviously I've played this game a lot and I always recommend it to people, but this year's been crazy for games. Like, it's been insane. There's been so many freaking fantastic games that have come out, especially here at the end of the year. So I honestly haven't played Dauntless in a while. So I was unaware that this Reforged update was even a thing. But I was super excited when I booted up Dauntless and realized there was a ton of new content for me to hop into. So it was just a fantastic little surprise. So if you're someone that has never played Dauntless before, it is a game that is very similar to Monster Hunter in essence. In this game, you are a slayer. You go out on quests to slay behemoths, who you then get parts from, and then you will make armors and weapons and things of that nature out of these monsters. Very, very similar to Monster Hunter in that formula. Now, each of these behemoths has their own special elemental types, and this results in them having their own strengths and weaknesses. And there's also a ton of different weapon styles that you can choose from, each with their own very unique gameplay, which really changes how you will approach each fight, each behemoth that you go out to take on. And I really love this gameplay loop. I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter, so when Dauntless came out for free, it was something I had to try, especially when it came out on the Nintendo Switch. I was all over it when it was on the Switch. However, the Reforged update that I'm talking about here in this video shakes up this game's formula entirely. It really changes what this game was previously. So in Dauntless Past, there used to be this hub town that you would go to, like, craft weapons and armors, and get quests, and then you would essentially go from there to the different locales where you would fight the behemoths, and then you'd go right back to the hub world. It was just this rinse and repeat kind of cycle where you go to the hub world, get your quest, go on the quest, kill the monster, come back, craft new armor, and then rinse and repeat. However, the Reforged update really shakes this up. There is still the hub world. This is basically your area, where you go, you craft, you get ready for your next hunt. However, it's the actual hunts with the behemoths that have the largest change. Instead of the previously smaller instance-based locales that would maybe have 1 to 3 different monsters in them, you're going to these huge open world style locations, very, very similar to what you find in Monster Hunter World. And you go out and there will be a handful of monsters that spawn there. So there'll be about 5 typically that'll spawn in this location, and you'll be able to go around in this open world area, find the one you want, battle them, and then you have the option to return to the home world. Previously, you would just automatically go back after the quest was completed. However, now you have the option to stick around. Maybe you want to stick around and gather some flora or, some iron ore, stuff like that, for resources to help craft more stuff. Or maybe you have another monster that spawns in this location and you want to take on that behemoth instead. Or maybe you're trying to farm a certain behemoth and you're waiting for the next respawn. You have that option to stay and actually fight them over and over and over again until, you're content. And that is just a fantastic change up. I'm really happy with how this plays. I've been playing it a ton, and I really like the fact that, okay, I have this quest, I got to take on 2 Terra related behemoths, and I can stay in the zone and I can take on as many as I want, complete all the quests I want, and then maybe gather some resources, and then I can be like, okay, take me back to the hub world. This is a very welcome change versus oh, okay, I need this resource, so I need to go to this quest and fight this monster, even though I don't really need to fight this monster. This is just a way better formula, and I'm loving it. So all this creates a much more open style of play where you could really choose what you would like to do before returning to base, which is just way better for the game instead of this very repetitive cycle. There are also world events that you can take on in these locations with other players that are in the locale, and it's really, really cool. Now, in the past, you would hunt these behemoths with parties of 4. Now, these open world locations can hold up to 6 people, which I think is really cool. If you go by yourself, these people are just all around the world. Like, it's random people on these islands with you. However, you can go in with a party, and that is fun as well. And honestly, I like this upped party size because monsters that were previously very challenging are now a little simpler. If you know you're going to have a problem, you can get more people to help you out and take on these more difficult monsters, which I'm a fan of. So because these quest zones are a lot larger, they're more open, the developers decided to give us a way to get around the world much more easily, and that is in the form of a glider you can pull out when you're jumping from high locations. This method of travel is way more fun than just running around. There were previously like these jump pads that you could use. They're still there, but the glider is a lot of fun, and it's very similar to what you find in games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Immortals Phoenix Rising, where it drains your stamina as you use it. You can use this bad boy to get a bird's eye view of the location you're in. You can look around, find behemoths this way, or you can just use it as a different way to avoid attacks in combat. So there's a bunch of different ways you can actually utilize this aside from just a way of traversal, which I think is really, really cool and unique. Now, as I previously mentioned, Dauntless is a multiplayer game. You can play with your friends, and this game is run by Epic. So, like Fortnite, like Rocket League, this game supports crossplay. You can play with your friends no matter what platform they're playing on, which is why I love this game so much. I used to play it on Switch. My buddies would play on PC. I now play on Xbox, and I am loving the fact that I can hop in and play with anybody. That is something that is just so necessary in 2020 and going into 2021. Also, on top of there being cross-play, there's cross-progression, which is also fantastic because, like I said, I'm playing this on my Xbox Series S, and I previously played this on my Nintendo Switch. So being able to pick it up on my Series S and be exactly where I left off the last time I played on my Switch is just beautiful. It's my favorite thing ever. Cross-progression is also something I want to see from every game moving forward in 2020 to 2021. And the nice part is, like, if I know I'm going to be out with friends that play Dauntless, I can pick up my Switch here. Where is my Switch? Oh, I can pick up my Switch here, and I can just go out with my friends and boot up Dauntless and be exactly where I left off on my Xbox. So as any multiplayer game has anymore, Dauntless has a battle pass system. You can buy this to get additional cosmetic pieces, or you can actually get additional rewards from slaying behemoths. But you can play the game entirely free. That is how I choose to play the game. I haven't bought the battle pass at all, and I feel this game is just fine. It doesn't feel pay to win. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by not buying the battle pass. But there are some really, really cool cosmetic pieces, really cool armor sets that you can get from buying the battle pass and playing that way. And it is tempting. I won't lie. It's very tempting. So, Dauntless Reforged is a totally free update to Dauntless that feels more like an expansion or a sequel than an actual update. The new open world locations and the ability to decide how long you stay and fight is a very welcome change that makes each quest feel more like a journey than a boss fight, and I really like this. This game is a really fun game to hop in and play with friends no matter where all of you are playing, which is just a fantastic quality of life feature. Crossplay is so fantastic in this game, and if you're looking for a free, fun game to hop into, Dauntless might be up your alley because it is so well made. There is so much to do now, especially with the Reforged update, that you can sink tons of hours into Dauntless, and you'll still have stuff to do. It's just really, really well done. Hi, Future Kneeckoh here. You might have noticed this is the future because I am now standing instead of sitting, and I've got my headset on because I'm actually in the process of editing this video, but I forgot to mention something really huge and important about Dauntless Reforged that I just really, really enjoy, so I wanted to edit this in really quick. So now there is a skill tree-like system, Dauntless. The name eludes me right now because I'm doing this post script and everything, but as you level up your weapon XP, you'll unlock different stages of the skill tree, which will in turn also unlock new locations with more and more challenging monsters and behemoths for you to take on. So there is a whole other element to crafting your character now that is found within the skill tree, because there's, health upgrades, things of that nature, resistances to certain elemental types, things like that. So the more you play and the more weapons you use, the more you level up your, different weapon trees, you'll progress further and be able to do more and more within this game. So it's a really new, nice, welcome feature that I just wanted to bring up because I don't know how it like slipped my mind entirely while I was typing the script. But let's get back to past Kneeckoh. I can't recommend Dauntless enough. Like I said, I've talked about it before here on the channel. But if you're on the fence and not sure if Dauntless is for you, I still recommend you try it out because it is free. It doesn't matter what platform you have. Download it, just give it a go. If you don't like it, it didn't cost you anything to try it. But it is a blast, especially if you have a group of friends to play this with. And if you're like me and you put Dauntless down for a while and you really haven't been back to check up on the updates, Reforged is a great reason to hop back in and get back to slaying behemoths. No matter what system you play on, Dauntless Reforged is worth checking out, I promise you. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you found it entertaining and helpful. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Share the video with your friends. Let's grow this community here on the channel. Speaking of community, we got a community Discord. People over there playing games like Dauntless on their Nintendo Switch. I've had some people talk about that. I've had people talk about Fortnite, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. So it's a fun place to be. Check that out if that is something that interests you. I do also stream on Twitch. Lately, I've just kind of been streaming everything, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever. Whatever I'm feeling that day, hop on and stream. It's just a place for me to sit, hang out, and chat with you guys. I have a couple people that are coming back every stream, and we're just hanging out and chatting and having a good time talking about games. So if that's your jam, check out the stream as well. And finally, all my other social media should be on screen here at this point. If you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, anything like that, check me out there as well. But like I said, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.